Africa, and welcome to your entertainment news portal on the SABC News channel. This is AfroShowBiz News, and my name is Refiloe Mwilwa. In your showbiz headlines this week, Glory Game, the Joost van der Westhuizen story screens in Johannesburg. The streets of Idi Bel Abbes in Algeria were transformed into a spectacle of color at this year's International Cultural Festival. The third Sibahle magazine and poster series is released. Odette Schwegler has been listed among the 40 most influential people in South African media under 40. A powerhouse of a director and producer of award-winning television, she has captured the poignant and moving real-life account of a modern-day warrior forced to face his own human frailty despite once being a sporting hero. Set against the backdrop of rugby glory, the Joost van der Westhuizen story, Glory Game, shows Joost, a shadow of his former self, crippled by the incurable form of motor neuron disease known as amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS, but with the lesson that within a ravaged body can surge the spirit of a survivor.
Van der Westhuizen is no stranger to the spotlight. His life has always been public property. The film Glory Game is the story of his life, his fame on the rugby field to his fall from grace and his redemption through fighting the disease and helping to bring better treatment to South Africans.
In the beginning, it was all about awareness. But later on, a love story.
The film has educational elements. It shows that local research for the disease is virtually non-existent and that there are few facilities offering care for people with the disease. The life of Van der Westhuizen in the film also captured the emotional journey he has traveled.
It was a very inspiring movie, and I think it was just an incredible story of a true hero.
It was absolutely brilliant, far beyond my expectations, and the medical information was just so interesting.
A lot of people will have a lot more respect for him, the way that he approaches what he's going through.
I think it raised a lot of awareness and still will do in the years to come.
In support of his work, cinema partners have offered to make screenings available for fundraising purposes from the 14th to the 20th of August. Ticket sale proceeds will go to the Joost van der Westhuizen Center for Neurodegeneration in support of research and patient care. SABC News, Johannesburg.
The Teatro at Monte Cassino will once again host the hysterical Comedy Parliament. This year has been witness to the most extraordinary scenes of Parliament disorder ever, with fists flying, insults exchanged, mass walkouts and the deployment of SWAT teams. The Comedy Parliament will analyze, try to find solutions and map out a way forward in the long bun fight to freedom. One of the comedians on the lineup is the legendary Mr. Mark Lottering. Hi and welcome to AfroShowBiz News.
Hello, Refiloe. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And so you're in Cape Town, but shortly you will be in Johannesburg, where people will see you at the Comedy Parliament. Tell us, what are you feeling about that?
Well, the picture that you painted of Parliament was quite a scary one, so we seem quite tame in comparison.
Well, it's given you a lot of content.
Every comedian has taken on a different portfolio. Of course, we've exaggerated portfolios and we've made a whole lot of stuff up. But we think if South Africa, is so entertained by Parliament, they certainly would love the Mass Hysteria Comedy Festival. I don't know if it's very different to Parliament, but it promises to be as entertaining.
Well, we're looking forward to that. And you haven't had a one-man show in a while. What have you been up to, since Naughty 40?
Well, I've basically spent all my time counting money because I've just got so much money that I couldn't get to leave my bedroom. So it takes a lot. It takes many hours to count all the money that I have. And I stopped counting yesterday, so I should be ready to be in Joburg by next week.
Amazing.
To go into Mass Hysteria.
Wow, nice life problems, eh, Mark? And now
I'm telling you.
We know you to suffer from at least 7 split personalities. What are you bringing to Mass Hysteria? Will we see Auntie Merle? Will we see Galatia? Who will be there that people can expect?
Well, it's a stand-up comedy festival, so I'm going to focus on the stand-up this time round. I've been doing a lot of the stand-up over the past year or so. So the characters, leaving them quietly to rest for the time being. And because I do enjoy stand-up, it's also very much my first love. I love the idea of the freedom of just having the microphone and telling your stories to the audience, and you can go to any place. Whereas with the characters, you've got the costumes, you've got to wait for the lighting cues, and it's all very, very particular and very specific. So there's a certain freedom, a wildness, and a madness that comes with stand-up. And certainly that's what will be happening during the Funny Festival with the rest of my comrades.
Okay, freedom, wildness, madness. Those are actually three very apt words to describe you too, Mr. Mark. And just...
yes, I certainly would go for madness when I think about it. But madness is appealing, don't you think? Definitely so. But one thing, Honourable Member, that I must ask is, I mean, government and parliament is very representative and has women, you know, in seats more than ever before. Why is it that only Dumi Morake is the only person on the lineup? Why are you putting me on the hot seat right now? They told me that you were a delightful, wonderful person. It's a very interesting question because, you know, I enjoy female comedians because I just love the perspective. I think it's very different to the often hard energy of males where it becomes predictable to a point. I find that female comics go to places that I certainly find more enjoyable. So there are very many female comedians in South Africa, but of course it's up to the producers to select who they think is suitable for their festival. Sure. And in this case, for Mass Hysteria, we've got Ms. Dumi Morake. Dumi and I happen to work together quite often, do a lot of shows together, so I really think that she's top class. But certainly there are other women who are around, who are doing their thing, and particularly in Joburg as well. So hopefully we will see more of them. Please, Honourable Member, this needs to be sorted out. It shall be, Honourable Member. Thank you. It is duly noted. Thank you so very much, Mark. We are definitely looking to something. I hope now that you've been counting money and you're heading towards, you know, the big grand 5-0, that you might release something after Naughty 40 that will tell us about, you know, how the last decade has been. I will certainly do so, and you'll be getting complimentary tickets to that. I'll hold you to that. Thank you very much, Mr. Mark Lottering. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. All right. Well, Mass Hysteria will be at the Teatro at Monte Casino from the 19th to the 23rd of August with the likes of Mpho Pops, with the likes of Dumi Morake and Mark Lottering and Chester Missing. So if you are in Johannesburg, be sure not to miss it, because quite simply, if comedy had a government, this would be it. Stay tuned. We're back after the break.
Welcome to Network, a technology news program that also discusses what's trending in social media in and around Africa. MTN has launched its new movie and television streaming service, Front Row. If it's trending, we will find it. That's Network with me, Spumelele Zondi, every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. only on the SABC News Channel.
Welcome back to AfroShowBiz News. It is, of course, still Women's Month, and graphic designer Ruramai Musekiwa, without a doubt, gets the AfroShowBiz nod on being a trailblazing sister. She just launched the third Sibahle magazine and poster series about inspiring women from all over our continent.
Graphic designer Ruramai Musekiwa created a movement titled Sibahle that celebrates Africanism through a range of creative mediums such as a bi-monthly magazine, a children's book, activations and a poster series.
The Sibahle poster series is a continuous homage exhibition paying homage to beautiful and amazing African women that are inspirational. I really believe that our young girls need to find inspiration in our context. You know, Beyonce is great, you know, but we have amazing women on the continent that can be a frame of reference for young women to look up to.
The Sibahle magazine provides a platform for creatives in the continent to express themselves and represent their society in an African context.
The publication, the Sibahle publication is a bi-monthly publication. The third issue has been published. What was inspiring was to see the creative energy on the African continent and just seeing how creatives are really coming up with groundbreaking concepts and to bring that to the fore. Sibahle as a whole is a project that celebrates the African narrative, positive African narratives, and to have a platform like the magazine to bring those stories to the fore was really essential for me.
The African women in the poster series were specifically chosen by Ramurai with a deeper intent than what they are well known for.
If you look at a woman like Simphiwe Dana, for example, Simphiwe Dana is not only a phenomenal musician, but she's an advocate for self-love and African people loving themselves, African people rewriting their story. She's a social commentator. I mean, if you follow her social media pages even, she's very much vocal about us as a people loving ourselves, and I appreciate that very much about her.
The different channels that Ramurai Musekiwa uses as a part of Sibahle movement advocates for preserving African languages and enhancing the self-value of Africans.
The different channels, for example, are the children's book series. I've just completed the first book in the Sibahle children's book series. It's called Tsumoya Tisetso. So all of these books are going to be written in African languages, and we need to preserve, you know, African languages, folktale stories that we heard from our grandparents, you know. And the beautiful thing about the journey of the children's book series is sourcing stories from across the continent and bringing those stories to the fore as well. So it just creates a celebratory spirit within our storytelling and within who we are as a people as well.
The third edition of Sibahle magazine was launched on Women's Day, where Ramurai sat down with Lebo Mashile.
That was probably one of the biggest highlights on the journey of Sibahle, is sitting down and having a candid conversation with Lebo Mashile. I have so much respect for her. Her contributions just on the creative landscape are prolific. She's done so many things, be it in poetry, in acting, or presenting, or just engaging in dialogue. It was such a beautiful moment for me to sit with her and to speak about her journey as an artist, and she's also part of the next issue of the magazine.
This poster series will be on throughout August at the Ayetu Gallery in Soweto. Be sure to pop in and experience the African beauty this Women's Month. Selepa Maifadi for AfroShowBiz News.
Amazing women there, because we are indeed, all of us, Sibahle. With the aim of promoting cultural exchange among different nations, the International Cultural Festival of Folk Dance transformed the streets of Sidi Bel Abbes in Algeria into a spectacle of color. Have a look.
These normally busy streets were transformed into a dance parade. Vibrant and traditional dancers from around the world all came together to promote cultural exchange among different nations. And the weather did not disappoint, judging by the number of spectators. This year's event is in its 11th edition, hosted by Algeria. Some performers saw this event as a platform to raise their political views on recent issues in their respective countries.
Our participation is aimed at promoting our Palestinian culture all over the world. And the reason why I'm carrying this picture is because it is the picture of the martyr toddler Ali Dawabshi, who was recently burnt to death, and today his father died. The world must know that Israel is doing what Hitler has done to them.
The festive move is jovial, but it's also here where different cultures meet and lessons learned.
We hope to present something from Syria in this festival, from our own great Syrian and cultural folklore, and to draw a smile on the faces of the people of Algeria through performing a show by a Yal dance group.
We are happy to see the large crowds here today, and we are happy to perform here in Algeria because they are our people. All the Arab people are one, and we all like to encourage Arab culture.
Those attending the event said they enjoyed the fusion of cultures from across the world.
We are watching dance shows by Arab as well as European and American countries. We learn about their cultures because we don't know much about them, so we exchange cultures through this festival.
Organizers hope the fusion of cultures will promote peace, security and hope around the world.
The visual medium of art usually showcases a diverse range of human activities expressed through the imagination. Let's see what was on display at the Kasi Art Exhibition showcase recently in Katlehong.
Kasi Art Exhibition as well as the Lucky Dance Theatre celebrate only the finest in art talent. The cherry on top, it all happens on stage in townships. And this year was no different. The exhibition lived up to the expectations once again. But what does this showcase of talent entail?
Our work is more abstract form and then realistic and then reality again, which was happening around me and my community again. But expressing it in a form of not exactly like a photograph, in abstract, makes it to be fun and to be nice to put it in your wall.
Kasi Art was an initiative of the residents of Katlehong, a township in the east of Johannesburg. It features work of artists from the local community. Percy is an artist from Katlehong and his craft comes in a form of painting.
So what I do in terms of developing the company, I look at it in terms of expanding it, in terms of building the offices, making sure that there's studios available for our dancers, and also to look at programs that you can do, like outreach programs, your workshops, your dance classes, networking with other dance companies, collaborations. Yeah, that is what I do in Lucky Dance Theatre.
Social, political and economic issues were also highlighted in this year's exhibitions. Lucky Dance Theatre gave birth to the idea of Kasi Art Exhibition to support struggling artists in townships to give them a platform to make a name for themselves. Lucky Kele, the founder of Lucky Dance Theatre, takes us through his idea of this theatre and his involvement with artists.
I registered the company in 2001. The idea of creating this company was that to come back to my community and then try to identify the talent here in the township of Katlehong. Because normally, we as Katlehoans, we from an era where there was a lot of violence happening in our township. So then from there, then we can imagine growing up in that era, you grow up in a mentality of doing the crimes and stuff. So then I wanted to change that mentality, to take our youth to focus on the positive things like dance, art, music and theatre. So basically that was an idea. So the idea of creating this company was based on assisting other youth to focus on the positive activities.
Dance as an art form of performance usually tells a story, and these dancers are doing exactly that. The story here is about two brothers who grew up closely together, but circumstances of life tear them apart to a point where they fight and kill each other. Sculpting takes time and preciseness. These sculptures prove this, as some can take up to 3 years to complete from the way they have been carved, modeled just to give them life form. This particular sculpture is an example of work completed, but what has been put here. Allow me to introduce you to Franz, a carver. He has the ability to transform ordinary wood to masterpieces like this one. Imagination has been used and a story is being told.
It's a sculpture. Yes, I'm doing a sculpture. My sculpture symbolizes the wild. And automatically, I'm transferring this into the life of the human being that we are living into today, which is almost the same as the life in the jungle. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not sure whether it is because maybe we are like going into, you know, the unknown destination that we might not be able to interpret. But according to me, it's like we have like lost our humanity, our Ubuntu with us as the artist. And this is the only way that we can express ourselves, that we can pass the message, you know, to the people to understand the frustration or the environment that they are living into.
In most cases, we tend to adopt a mentality that we can easily just do another person's job easily, but until we have to practically do it. This artist has proven me wrong. I can attest that being an artist is not an easy job, and here I am being one lesson or two on how to master this art. I am Olotuma Bovula, and this was at Katlehong Art Center in the East Rand of Johannesburg.
Some amazing artwork from the center. Stay tuned because after the break, I am so excited because we have the Soweto Opera Quadro in studio.
Your World makes it its business every evening to round up the leading local stories and international news to keep you informed all the time.
Make a date with Your World every evening for all the news headlines around the world to keep you abreast with knowledge.
Catch Your World for headlines across the world every Monday to Friday from 9 p.m, then Saturday and Sunday from 7 p.m.
Where did I misplace my faith? Where did I set it down? Which one the day that I forgot what this was all about? And I came so close to throwing it all away, but I'm taking it back again. So come and rejoice, come and rejoice. What was lost is found. Which is the day that I forgot my faith and my fear. My life was without living. I want to share it. I started to think, to leave everything. I returned to begin. So
Wow. Wow. The Soweto Opera Quadro -1. Elliot, Bokang, Edward, welcome to AfroShowBiz. Thank you so very much for serenading us all in studio.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. But Soweto Opera Quadro, where's the other member?
Okay, one of our guys is shooting a drama actually, so he couldn't be with us today, so he made an excuse there, so we understand.
All right, well, we're still happy to have you guys here. Your new album is titled Thanksgiving. What are you gentlemen thankful for?
We're thankful mostly for the journey that we've been traveling. It hasn't been an easy journey, you know, like it was very tough. But you know what? This album, we're dedicating it to God and say that, you know what? Thank you, Lord, for abiding with us, you know, through thick and thin. It's been so tough, but we're so thankful. So that's why we say the album, it's Thanksgiving, you know, and also for the fans as well, for being with us this journey since 2003 till today. Our fans still there, you know, like they never left us, you know, they're still with us even today.
Awesome. I want to know, though, why the genre of opera pop?
Yeah, actually, you know what's happening is that we just decided with the guys that let's just switch, because previously we did a lot of opera, serious opera, the Mozart. You can name them, the Handels, you can name them. Now, since 2003, when we form a group, we said with the guys, now let's start commercializing our music, whereby we sing in even our own African language, Sotho, Xhosa, you can name them. That's why we decided let's do it as a pop opera.
Awesome, awesome stuff. And what's the reception been like to your album?
Okay, it's been great. I mean, the support that we're getting from people are buying the CDs, they're booking us. We're actually performing corporate gigs, weddings. So wherever we're performing, people are buying our music, and we feel blessed for that. So we can see that people are actually accepting our music and loving it and playing it.
Absolutely awesome. And you've had a few overseas travels. Is it true that, I mean, music transcends any barriers, whether it's language, culture, you know, music is a language that you understand regardless of who and where you are?
True, because I remember we performed in Asia, in China, and they couldn't even understand, but they were miming, you know, enjoying the music, whatever the songs that we were performing, and you could see that these people are genuinely enjoying the music. Yes, they wouldn't understand Tsonga, but the way we were performing it, and they really
and your music is very
emotive.
That's another thing.
Yes,
it is indeed.
Awesome. And on the 21st of August, where will people be able to see you guys in Johannesburg?
21st of August, we're going to be performing at Soweto Theatre. And entry fee is 100 Rand.
Yes.
And the show, it started at 8 o'clock, but I just want to tell the viewers that at least they must come at 7 o'clock.
Please, yes, it's the Soweto Opera Quadro, but let's respect time and not necessarily stick to African time. Gentlemen, thank you so very much. I do want to know, you are playing us out with Moya Wam. What does Sis Ribs think about your rendition?
Yeah, this one, you know, it's very different. You know, like we tried to change it.
Yeah.
We came with our opera voices mixed with pop, you know.
Yes, and what does she think? What does she think?
This is the best, obviously, you know, for her, because I remember we were performing in Limpopo.
Yes.
She was there as well. She
Awesome.
was so excited to hear this rendition, like our type of Moya Wam.
Awesome.
So for her, it was an awesome one for her.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. All the best to you guys. And please, Moya Wam, thank you at the Soweto Opera Quadro. Join us next week.
Moya Wam, Moya Wam,